On this week's edition of Newscast, a local project in Madison, Wisconsin donates sewing machines to different international groups around the world. I'm Mike Trash, and we'll have that story coming up. Thank you, Jacob. Her original thought was to simply get a hold of a few used machines and send them on. But when she outlined her plans on the local news, the project took on a life of its own, and donated machines started rolling in. In 2005, the first shipment of 25 boxes containing toys, medical supplies, fabric, and a sewing machine were distributed between 5 orphanages in India and Sri Lanka. In addition to creating clothing, the machines were used as learning tools to teach the children an occupation they could put to use later in life. Since then, the Sewing Machine Project has rehomed 3,350 sewing machines to recipients facing a variety of socio-economic challenges, ranging from a variety of causes from war conflicts, natural disasters, to generational poverty. After Hurricane Katrina, hundreds of machines were delivered to New Orleans Mardi Gras costume makers. They've also found their way to Guatemala, Kosovo, and closer to home at immigrant training facilities and halfway houses for women trying to overcome drug addiction. As valuable as learning to sew can be a source of livelihood, whether you're sewing to make something new or repair something old, create something beautiful, or something strictly utilitarian, being able to say, "I made this," is an affirmation of self-esteem that can be life-changing. Nowhere is that more true than in a pilot program in Rankin County, Mississippi that the Sewing Machine Project serves. Inmates at the Central Mississippi Correctional Facility began to turn out backpacks filled with reusable menstrual pads and undergarments for children in countries who often found themselves unable to attend school due to lack of sanitary items. Since its inception, Director Renee Smith has seen a definite shift in participating inmates' attitudes. They know they're making a difference in the life of someone else, she told CSM. To me, that's huge. The Sewing Machine Project, which is based in Madison, Wisconsin, accepts sewing machines of every brand. The only caveat is they must be in working condition. The Brothers Sewing Machine Company recently donated 500 machines, 25 of which went to Zalman International, a Detroit nonprofit serving marginalized women and children, many of whom are immigrants and refugees. Jankowski currently fields 10 to 15 emails a week from international groups looking to receive sewing machines. Having started the program almost on a whim, she initially had no idea just how huge the demand would be. She says the funds aren't available to supply everyone who asks at the moment, but she hopes in the future the program will be able to expand to meet the growing need. As with many charitable programs, the parameters of the COVID-19 pandemic has forced a shift in the way the Sewing Machine Project operates its outreach. But here, Jankowski is especially hopeful. One of the many gifts I've received in leading the Sewing Machine Project is the opportunity to see not only the need that exists all around us, but also the creative ways in which people and organizations work to address that need, she said in their newsletter. Resiliency, bending and swaying in the face of the challenge, shows up everywhere. We adapt and we look to one another for support. Together, all of us are working to meet the needs of those who can benefit from the healing power of sewing. And while the transition may not be seamless, the Sewing Machine Project plans to continue its mission to make the world a better place, one stitch at a time. For the newscast, I'm Mike Trash, and you're not.